It is Monday, July 28th, 8:07 a.m. and I just pulled into the gym, dropped Ryan off at Planet Fitness. It is lower body A day. It is a rainy morning, which is not the most motivational thing of my life, but I'm feeling much better than I did last Monday. So we're already off on a better foot. Mondays, I am prioritizing my stretching. So I'm going to spend a little extra time doing my stretches this morning so I can get really good range of motion, so I can hopefully have a better lower body A day today and make those gains. Last night was probably the best night of sleep I got all week, and I feel a little bit more well rested today, so hopefully that continues to improve because it certainly sets a different tone for the day for sure. If it was a little less rainy, I might be a little bit more upbeat, but that always plays a factor. My new protein powder got here Saturday. Tried it Saturday, and I felt like my bloating was way better than the other stuff. But I just drank it this morning and I'm feeling very bloated. So something that I've been doing for years is colonics, so colon hydrotherapy. I started doing this when I was like in the thick of my gut health journey. I had a bunch of really bad bacteria. I had parasite. I did like all this testing. I didn't know what I was sensitive to. I just had like a very compromised gut. I was seeing doctors, colonoscopy, like doing the whole thing, and I did not want to get put on medication. So I started doing research and I discovered colon hydrotherapy. So that's something that I've been doing for over 5 years. And now it's something that I just kind of use for maintenance. So situations like these. The last one I had was 2 weeks before my last show. So typically I go every 4 to 6 weeks just for maintenance. And I can tell that I need it typically when my energy isn't good. Obviously, if I'm like feeling bloated and things aren't moving as well. Also my skin, my mood. Usually I connect the dots that I need to go when it starts to affect my mood and my energy. So situations like this where I've been bloated for literally a week and I kind of don't even know what's what anymore. So it's just a nice cleanse. Literally they stick a tube up your butt and pump water through your colon. It's not a quick fix. It really helps give your body a nice deep cleanse. So again, I typically do this about every 6 weeks and it really helps with my digestion, especially when diet is changing. So coming out of prep and introducing some new foods into my diet, increasing my food, there will be an adjustment period with all of these factors going into play as well. I really want to get myself into a routine where I'm not training lower body at 8:30 in the morning. But right now, just how our schedule is for me to drop Ryan off and come right here and then have a productive day. And because the priority right now isn't to hit PRs, it's just to have really intentional workouts. It just kind of is what it is this week. I'm going to sit down and try to figure out a better training schedule for myself as we get deeper into improvement season. It is Tuesday, July 29th, 11:09 a.m. I am just leaving my colonic appointment and I am heading downtown Chicago for a hair appointment to get my extensions moved up. A little bit of a self-care day for me. My colonic appointment was supposed to be yesterday and then life happened and we had to reschedule it for this morning. My shoulder workout is pretty much my quickest workout, so I got that in first thing this morning, did my post-train cardio, and then came straight to my colonic appointment. Had my colonic appointment. However, the machine, I was gonna bring you guys along, but there is something wrong with the water pressure, so it was an interesting colonic. It definitely got like the bloating down and things moving a little bit, but the whole intent with the colonic is manipulating the water pressure and the temperature to move things along. And so the pressure was not going up. So it was like a very slow process, which was a little interesting. So I will take you guys along at another time. It did give me some relief, but I will say this was not the best colonic I've ever had. If you're new here, my whole MO with hair is low maintenance. My hair used to look just like this, my real hair. I used to have very long, thick, healthy, beautiful, low maintenance hair color and hair. And then last competition season, I decided to bleach and tone my hair, which is something I do not do to clients because I know the repercussions is just so damaging, and it's not always like the first go round, it's maintaining it. Whereas the way I do it, it's less damaging, and you're able to nurse it back to health because you do it like maybe once or twice a year. So long story short, my hair has been in rehab since then. And it's been a long process. So for this competition season, I was just going to do clip-ins. And I was like, I don't want to deal with the stress on show day. So my assistant, Lexi, she does extensions. So we decided to try to sew them in. I thought I would hate them. Turns out I don't hate them. I love them, but they are high maintenance. Like, you have to move them up every 4 weeks. So thankfully I've been lucky enough being in prep and in the thick of competition season. I would just Uber Lexi out to my house and she would do it for me there. So she's done that for the install and the first move up, and now I'm on the second move up. So this appointment will take a little bit longer because she has to completely take them out, wash, blow dry my hair, and then sew them back in. So I'm going to her. It's really annoying having to take care of yourself because I really don't have the time when it comes to like the beauty stuff. It's like finding the time to do that is not easy, but it is necessary because these extensions are really gonna be hurting me if I don't do it now, and I will look insane. Thankfully, with my hair color, I can do a little bit of maintenance on my own. So I did face frame myself last week, which has helped with the color. So I'm going to try to really start planning ahead and prioritizing my personal beauty needs, okay? Navigating my meals and training is a whole thing when I leave the house for more than 2 hours. So what I did is I woke up, I had my pre-workout meal, and then I went and trained shoulders. You want to leave 2 hours between eating and your colonic. So after I trained and after I did my post-train cardio, I went and got my colonic. I'm going to give my stomach a minute. So it's about a 45-minute drive to where I'm going. And when I get there, I brought my food with me. And I'm early, but it didn't make sense for me to drive all the way home and then all the way into the city. So I just brought my food along. So I have like 45 minutes. When I get there, assuming I can find parking, no problem, walk around a bit and just like be with myself for a second. I'd never gonna do that. And maybe grab a coffee and then sit in the car and eat my food before I go in. I think that's what I'll do. That's kind of what I feel like. And if she can happen to start me earlier, even better. My appointment's at 12:30 and it's 11:24 and my ETA is 11:49. In preparation for a colonic, you want to keep the food a little bit lighter. I have been doing this for so long and I just know my body very well, so I kind of switched my foods around a little bit and I just kept it really basic. My pre-workout, instead of like the protein powder, which I think is bloating me, and my cream of rice, my banana, I just did chicken, rice, and banana, and I'm doing the same for my post-workout meal. And then I'm spacing these meals out a little bit more, so when I get home, I'll have my third meal of the day around 3, and by then I should be fine. Again, I've been doing this so long, and this wasn't like a complete colonic. I have some relief. I feel much better, so hopefully it's just enough to get the bloating off, kind of give me like a little bit of a reset. Then I can try my protein powder. I don't know if I'll be brave enough. I might just stick with chicken today, or I might try my shake that I was supposed to have for breakfast later to see if it bloats me. But if it does bloat me, I'm gonna be really sad because I don't want to be bloated again. These are the things we deal with, you guys, when we're learning our body and we're going through change. It is Wednesday, July 30th, 1:35 p.m. and it is raining so hard right now. And I am heading into Forever Young to do an in-person final check-in with my first health coaching client that I've taken in person at Forever Young. So I transitioned my online health coaching into in-person in April, and I did an 8-week challenge for our community at Together Yoga and Pilates and Forever Young, and she was the first person to sign up for the challenge. she was the first person to also sign up for health coaching. So she did one-on-one coaching with me and the challenge at the same time, and she's had such incredible results and transformation.
So while I was waiting, I decided it might be a good time to do my first official InBody analysis of off season. If you've never done one, it's like a minute and 30 seconds. You just take your shoes, socks off, anything you don't want weighed, especially electronics like Apple Watch, but you just stand on and it sings you a song.
It's 5:59 p.m. I just finished my fourth meal a little bit ago. I have been very social online this week. I feel like I've been very vulnerable and sharing a lot of myself and my story and connecting with my audience, which actually feels really good. I'm trying to focus a lot more of my attention on my KP Fit account and like own my whole new bodybuilding persona, because I'm really trying to pursue that path. So it actually feels really good. Like on my other account, my Built by KP account that has a lot of followers, I started that in 2012 and that's gone through a lot of rebrands. So it started out as my hair account and I changed it to like my personal account. So I have a lot of engaged followers on there, but I always felt weird like posting my bodybuilding stuff on that account because I feel like it didn't really, like the beauty people weren't really interested in that. So anyways, it feels good to like reconnect with people that like actually understand me now, because I think that that's why I had like a lot of anxiety before about posting online, is because I was like speaking to the wrong crowd maybe, I don't know. Today was a big social media day on the stories, but it was also a health coaching day with my 8-week challenge that I did at our businesses. July 31st is the deadline that they could use their challenge fee for a future health coaching program with me. So now I have like 5 people that want to do one-on-one coaching, which is great. I'm really excited about that because August 1st was when I was going to take on new clients. This is very exciting for me that I can kind of like switch gears a little bit and like focus on that. That was always the plan, but it's exciting now that it's actually here. I was in center today briefly meeting with a one-on-one client. I stepped on the InBody. So for those who don't know, an InBody analysis is a medical grade device that you stand on and it sends an electrical impedance or current through your body. So it can detect how much skeletal muscle mass, how much body fat, how much water, basically tells us what your weight is made up of. With the version that we have, it also tells you your visceral fat. So this is very interesting. I've been competing for 5 years and I have had access to the InBody for the last 1.5 years. So this has been a really helpful tool for me in my improvement seasons and during prep when my weight fluctuates, because it's really easy to get caught up with the number on the scale, right? Especially in improvement season when the weight's going up and you're trying to gain muscle and you want to make sure you're actually gaining muscle and you're not just gaining body fat. So this has served for a really helpful tool for me, and I was just gonna quickly break it down. It remembers you, so when you step on it, it forms like a little graph here. So I'll put a picture so that you can see what I'm seeing, but the thing that I'm really focusing on is not gaining a ton of body fat as I reverse out of competition prep, right? Like you don't wanna gain a ton of weight and a ton of fat right away. So that's why we slowly increase my food, which is exactly what we're doing. From the last time I stepped on it, which was 2 weeks before my first show, I was 126 pounds, 66.6 pounds of lean muscle and 7.2% body fat. And then today, which is basically 4 weeks post Universe, which was my last show, I am 131.7, 67.7 pounds lean muscle, and then 9.5% body fat. So I'm up like 2.3% body fat, but I'm up 1.1 pounds of muscle, and I'm up like 5.7 pounds. However, this weight is not my fasted weight. This was at like 2 p.m. So I had already had 2 meals, half gallon of water, and I was fully clothed. So those are just some factors that go into that. That's the thing that always gets me, is when I do an InBody analysis with someone and they step on it, they're like shocked. They're like, this isn't what it said this morning. And it's like, well, of course, you've eaten, you've drank, you're wearing clothes. Like sometimes I feel like people don't factor that in, but your body weight does fluctuate throughout the day when you start eating and drinking. It's interesting for me to see where I'm at 4 weeks post show and where I was 2 weeks
before I stepped on stage. I'm under 10% body fat, so I'm still very lean. My favorite thing about this is that from the first time I ever stepped on this, which was November 29th, 2023, I believe that was 1 week before my last show, I was 110.6 pounds, 8% body fat, and 56.7 pounds of skeletal muscle mass. So since then, since the first time I stepped on this, I've gained about 11 pounds of muscle. My last improvement season was the heaviest weight I ever got. The heaviest I saw myself on the scale was like 138, 139. And the highest my body fat percentage was 16.1% body fat. That is encouraging to see. It's also encouraging to see that my muscle has never decreased. It's only gone up. Like even throughout my prep, so February till now, or February till 4 weeks ago, I gained about 2 pounds of muscle during my prep, according to this machine. So that's encouraging too, because I lost 15 pounds during my competition prep and I gained 2 pounds of muscle. Because often when people lose weight, they also lose muscle. And the intent with competition prep is to preserve as much muscle as possible while losing as much body fat as possible. So we did that and we even gained muscle. So that's really cool and encouraging to see. It's cool and encouraging to see I've gained 11 pounds of muscle in the last year and a half. It's encouraging that I stepped on stage like 13 pounds heavier than I did my last competition season. So this is all really good information. I mean, this is not 100% accurate. This isn't the Bible. It is a tool, and I'm stepping on the same device every time, so that's consistent as well. So the InBody analysis is really something I love to utilize with my one-on-one health coaching clients. We have it at Forever Young. It's part of all of our memberships. It's a really awesome tool, and honestly, I wasn't even planning on doing this today, but I had a little extra time, so I thought I should, and I thought it would be cool to share this. So I don't really care much about my weight. I'm like in a good place with it. I used to have a bad relationship with the scale and I didn't like to step on it and I would obsess over it and whatever. That's not the case for me anymore. I actually have only stepped on this. I've only stepped on this 8 times in a year and a half. So that kind of says something.
It is Thursday, July 31st, 8:57 a.m. I just dropped Ryan off at Forever Young. Thursdays are check-in day. Thursdays are rest day. So I woke up this morning, checked in, had my gut drink, mushroom coffee. Ryan and I like to go on a little coffee date, walk around our little town on Thursdays since it's a rest day to get some morning steps and fresh air. So we did that this morning. I then took him to the center and I am now going back home. I have not yet eaten. So I'm going to go home, do my fasted cardio, and then have meal number 1. My food is lower on my rest days, so I like, with my food increasing and me navigating all this bloating situation, I like to kind of give my body a little bit of extra time, so like a little bit longer of a fast before I have meal 1. And then I'll have my meals a little bit closer together throughout the rest of the day. Today's my cardio is 35 minutes fasted. Today is the first day, because it's also my rest day, that I'm going to do one-on-one Pilates around 12:30. I will say this week I have been very emotional. I feel like maybe my cycle is starting to come back just because the digestive situation I've been navigating with the protein powder. I feel like it's not just that. Typically around my cycle, like the week before, my digestion is not good, and I'm starting to kind of like feel like phantom cramps in my uterus. And my emotional landscape, like I haven't had a period in a minute, like probably February. So it's been like 6 months since I've had a cycle, I would say. It might have been a little bit longer. So I feel like with my food getting higher and my body like hormonally leveling out, I think that might be what's going on. I could be wrong. TBD. Tomorrow will be 4 weeks post-show, post-universe. Time flies, seriously. And this week's check-in, I was the exact same weight. So we thought that my weight might drop with the inflammation leaving my body, maximizing on recovery, but it didn't. It just stayed the exact same. So I'm interested to see what Coach has to say about that and how we navigate moving forward. She kicked my butt. Recovery is so important to me this off season, so I'm really looking forward to adding this in on Thursdays. So I think it will really help me like stretch and work those smaller muscles to hopefully improve my lifts. Tomorrow is lower body B day, so we did a lot of hip work, core work, so I'm looking forward to seeing what my workout is like tomorrow. It is now 4:36 p.m. Today was check-in day. Tomorrow will be 4 weeks post-show. So something that my coach said today with his feedback and kind of like our game plan moving forward is we're going to start planning for blood work. So we're going to do a push phase, continue through our rebound the next 4 to 5 weeks, and then prepare my body to do blood work. And at that point, we can kind of assess where my health is at as a whole, just because you need to give your body time to rebound. You can get an accurate read on your body of health when you do blood work. Ryan and I have been like super career driven, which is like really empowering, but I'm like now realizing it's like 4 weeks post show and we were excited for competition season to be over so we could like spend more time together. I don't think there will ever be a balance being in a marriage that we are now business partners. I think Ryan and I have a really good and healthy dynamic. And I feel like bodybuilding kind of set us up for this because when you do go through competition prep, you learn that you have to give each other space and support. And I think that's kind of been the same with business. I would say halfway through my prep, we decided with the businesses, because we have two, that we were going to divide and conquer. Because it's really difficult at times to do business together because our personalities are so different. And our two businesses have teams of different personalities. I think we can certainly lean on each other's strengths for certain things, but I think at this season of our life, it was healthiest for us during competition prep and now to just divide and conquer. And so that's really what we've been doing. And then I've also been working on building my personal brands. Something I struggle with as a business owner is like feeling the need to like explain myself. Me stepping away from our wellness and aesthetic center during prep was like for my mental health and for our marriage, but also because summer months in the beauty industry are so slow, and me picking up all my side hustles to bring in extra income is actually how we're able to make payroll every 2 weeks. So I feel like probably our staff feels like I'm being negligent stepping away, but really that's how we've been able to pay everybody, was by me taking on extra workload. I'm getting better at not feeling the need to explain myself. However, I just like open communication, but I also don't need like recognition for everything that I'm doing either. So navigating the first few years in business, navigating your personal goals, navigating your marriage, navigating all of the things, like it's certainly playing a role in my mental and emotional state as well. I'm excited because starting August 1st, which is tomorrow, I am taking on more and new health coaching clients. This is exciting for me because I feel like it holds me to a higher standard. It's really, exciting and empowering for me to help other people reach their goals. And during my competition prep, I only took on a very limited amount of clients just because like mentally I couldn't handle it. Also, I ran a challenge at our yoga and Pilates studio, and I thought maybe 20 people would sign up, and actually 40 signed up. So that was really awesome. However, it was a lot of work, and now I'm going to be selling it as like a DIY program. So I feel like the last couple of months, I have spent a lot of my time and energy preparing myself for what's to come. And so I feel like, in April when I started planting the seeds, I'll now start to see that return, but like also not really, because these are the slow months for us. And so the income that I'm making with that is going where we need it in the business, which is just part of our life right now. People ask me at times like, oh my gosh, you do so much, you do everything. And then I just go back to like, I'm not
I was never supposed to be doing everything that I'm doing right now. And I think when you just get thrown into the fire, you have to like literally figure it out. And so I'm grateful that I do have all of these skill sets that I have acquired over the years, from doing hair to health coaching to social media to all of the things, because there are times when it really does come in handy. This is literally my third time going to Forever Young today. I dropped Ryan off this morning, and then I went in for my one-on-one Pilates, and now I'm going to pick Ryan up. So that's literally like an hour and a half out of my day, because it's like 15 minutes each way. What a lot of people don't know is we had two vehicles. I had a car, and then we had this car, and our dog sitter got into a really bad accident in February. And so at the time, Ryan and I were both going into the center together every single day. So we weren't really using my car. It was kind of our backup. And we loaned her our car, but it's been like 7 months and she still has it, which is fine. I think the thing with Ryan and I is like, we would literally give the shirt off our backs, and it would be really easy to just ask for our car back. But like, we would literally do anything for the people that we care about. We love our dog sitter. She's like the closest thing to family that we have in the area. We would do anything for her. Moving on, my check-in today, my weight was the same. My coach did send me side-by-sides, which is always helpful because it kind of just like puts things into perspective when you are looking at your body every single day and you are slowly watching your weight increase after you were stage lean. Like, I don't really look at myself and be like, oh, I look amazing, oh, I look horrible. Like, it's not like that for me. It's more like there are times throughout the day where I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, I look pretty good right now. Or there's times where I'm like, I don't feel like I look my best. I think you always have that. And I think that's why having a coach is so valuable, especially in these vulnerable times. So with saying that, he sent the side-by-sides today and showed me that last week I was much more inflamed. This week I am tightening up. My body weight is the same. We thought it might drop with inflammation coming off. It didn't, but my weight being where it is isn't a bad thing by any means. So we are going to do another 4 to 5 weeks of what we call a push phase. So we are increasing my food a little bit more, but I'm sticking to plan. So this weekend, I once again do not get a meal off plan. I'm just going to have a little bit more rice on my training days and on my upcoming rest day. I am going to visit my family next weekend. It's my niece's birthday. I am, and Ryan is. We are going to visit my family. So coach said that my meal off plan will be next week, which works for me because, again, my food being higher, having more enjoyable foods on plan, having my whole protein drama, like, I'm fine just staying the course because I do feel good right now. And we are still really early in the rebound phase. I will be checking in next on Wednesday. We will leave for my family's on Friday, and then my coach also is competing next weekend. So Ryan is taking a break from coaching, A, to save a little bit of money, B, I like the structure, I like the accountability, whereas when Ryan's in improvement season, he just kind of likes to do his own thing and kind of does anyways. Right now, Ryan's doing his own thing. I'm still checking in with Coach weekly, but it kind of keeps us both in structure as business owners. If I wasn't doing this, if I wasn't working with a coach, if I didn't have personal goals, it would be really easy to, if you're having a bad day, go and have a glass of wine or go and eat something to make you feel better when really it would make you feel worse. Like, I feel like probably a lot of business owners do that, and I could see how that would be easy to do. So I am grateful. Like, that's why I do love having personal goals set, especially at this season of my life. Like, people think, oh, it's just one more thing you're adding to your plate, but really that discipline with myself bleeds into every area of my life. Like, the more disciplined I am with myself, the more productive I am and the more disciplined I am with my work, whatever that may be each day.
It is Friday, August 1st, 8:51 a.m. I just dropped Ryan off at Planet Fitness and I'm heading to the other gym to train lower body B. The last couple months I've been doing this workout at Planet Fitness and I'm supposed to do barbell hip thrusters, but because I was so far into prep and out of convenience and all the things, I was just doing Smith machine. So I actually haven't done barbell hip thrust in a long time. So I'm going to start doing that again today. I did do my first Pilates one-on-one yesterday, and this morning I was so shocked because my core was so defined. To be fair, the last week and a half it's just been like bloated because of my protein drama, but after yesterday was a rest day, low day, because we carb cycle, and I did Pilates, and that's the only thing that changed. And I looked at myself in the mirror this morning, I was like, oh my god. So that was kind of shocking. One Pilates session, and I mean, all the Pilates girlies have really defined cores, and I think I now understand. We did really stretch out and open up my hips yesterday, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this workout goes. I am going to spend a little bit of time stretching before. I'm going to do the Laura Lee Chapados stick, feet on stick. I don't know what it's called, honestly. I'm going to do a little bit of that. The other thing I'm excited to try out today is reverse lunge on the Squat Pro. I used to do that when we came here all the time and I really liked it. I've been doing Smith machine. I do sometimes feel that in my lower back. So I noticed with the Squat Pro, I really didn't have much back pain. So I'm excited to try that movement today too. It is nice to have the option for two different gyms because it's the same exercise, but it's on different equipment. So it does feel different. I'm excited about this workout today. It's time for a dermaplane because I can see my mustache starting to come back in. So, and I'm like breaking out a little bit on my chin. So really excited about that. And then I'm going to get on with my day. I have a bunch of health coaching stuff. 11:36. I stretched for like 30 minutes and then my workout took me about 2 hours. So I didn't have enough time for post-train cardio, which is just 20 minutes because it's 11:37 and my hydrofacial is at noon. So I'm going to do my cardio later. I did spend a little time recording some of my exercises, but I feel like I'm just going to have to get really unapologetic and start bringing a tripod to the gym. It's really annoying trying to like prop it up and be discreet. Not that I'm really trying to be discreet, I just like don't want to make people feel uncomfortable, like if they think they're in my video. But I usually, any machine I'm ever on, I usually wait until like no one's in the vicinity unless I'm like in a really big rush and I just need to do what I need to do, in which case I'm probably not recording myself anyways. It's just like a mental barrier that I'm just gonna need to invest in a portable tripod. I feel like that kind of gives me the ick, like I never wanted to be that person, but like also I now understand why those people do that. I mean, it just makes for better content. No one wants to see like these weird angles of me propping my phone up on the ground. If I'm gonna spend the time to do it, I want to do it well, you know? It is Sunday, August 3rd, 6:44 p.m. and I look insane. I have looked like this all day long. The rest of Friday, Saturday, today, I have taken a little break from bringing you along with the journey. I have had a lot going on, clearly. Lots of health coaching plans to get ready that I worked on like literally all day yesterday. I've had a lot of interest and a lot of health coaching clients coming on board for August and beginning of September. So I've been very busy with that, which is honestly such a blessing. It's been a good kind of busy. But I do want to wrap up this YouTube. This week was a lot. Physically, mentally, emotionally. Honestly, I think that's just my life now. I think every week is. That's why we're calling this Keeping Up with KP. 4 weeks post-show. This weekend was a little bit of a reality check with Ryan and I'm not gonna lie. Me still working with a coach and him not. Typically, we're both always working with a coach, and I feel like I'm taking this off season very seriously. Not that he's not,
but we kind of butt heads at times because like when I commit something, I want to give my 110%. Like for me, it's like, what's the point in doing something if I'm not going to do it 100%? Whereas at times he's like, you're taking things too seriously. You need to like come back down to earth. And I feel like I have a lot of intensity when I am doing something. Like I'm just very passionate and I like pour myself into these things, right? Whether it's a health coaching client's plan, whether it's a reel I'm doing for social media, or if it's a commitment that I make to myself. Ryan kind of checked me, and that was another reason that I took a little bit of time from sharing the journey and just trying to be here and be with it. We went and got out of the house last night. We went and got out of the house today. It's very easy for us to get consumed by the work. So I think going home this week will probably be really good for me mentally. Anytime I'm around family, it really like brings me back down to earth. But I'm just a really passionate person with everything I do, and I don't know if it's Ryan's experience in life or it's just his outlook on life. Like we're very different, and sometimes we have to like have these moments where we regroup. So that was kind of this weekend. And the reason this all kind of came about was because I had a health coaching client call yesterday, and I just wanted to like knock out the plan. Like I just wanted to get it done. For me, I can like really spiral easily. It's best for me to like start something and then come back to it, but I like mentally in my head was just like, I'm gonna get this done right now. And so we were planning on spending time together last night, and I was just like still going on this plan. And so that was kind of the moment where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put this down, I'll pick it back up tomorrow. But sometimes for me, I'm always trying to set my future self up for success. I could have worked till midnight. Like literally that's how it is every day. So I spent some time offline. We went and got out of the house and spent some time together. And then today I woke up and I finished my plan like first thing, so it could just be done, which felt good. And then I did my fasted cardio, tidied up around the house, and then we wanted to go to the farmer's market. We did like sleep in a little bit this morning, which was really nice and much needed. But we did go downtown Frankfort and get some steps around the farmer's market, and then Ryan asked what would make me happy, and something that I really love to do, this is why I think I might be getting my cycle, is like anytime I would get my cycle, I would want to go to Target and just buy a new pair of comfy pants and have like a cozy day. But my number one answer when he asked me this was, I wish we had a pool and I wish we could lay in it because it's very hot outside, but we did not open our pool this year because our liner ripped and it's a lot of work, it's a lot of money. We don't have the time or the money right now to pour into that. You know, we're trying to sell our house, so no pool. So my second thing was to go and get some comfy pants. So we went and did that and got a fall candle, and then we were supposed to hang out and have a cozy night. It is now almost 7 p.m. I will say today was also supposed to be my self-care day, which is why I look insane. So before we went to the farmer's market, I tanned my face, I tanned my body, and I need to wash it off and wash my hair. So that is what I'm doing right now when I finish this. But yeah, once we got home, we just both started working, and now it's 7 o'clock. So I'm gonna go shower. I'm gonna finish up my YouTube, and I'm gonna go and maybe spend an hour in my comfy pants with my fall candle and hang out with Ryan before our Monday starts and a new week begins. I will say this week, the one takeaway is that I feel very aligned with everything that I'm doing in my life, which makes me feel very happy. Like the time I'm spending on the social media that I'm doing, the time I'm spending on the clients that I'm working with, the time I'm spending doing all the things just feels like very good and right. Like it's things I enjoy doing, it's things I'm good at, and I think it's really going to add value to the business. Like there's really nothing worse than doing things that you're not good at and you don't enjoy doing, and you know in your head and in your heart you're not doing as good of a job that somebody else could. I will say me being able to do this is because Ryan is picking up a lot of slack and he's doing all of this shit that I don't want to. However, all the things that I'm doing are things that need to be done. They just have still been on my plate. I've just kind of been half-assing them, to be honest with you. Although it does require Ryan to step up a little bit, it also requires me to step up a little bit. Never 50-50 split. For us, we're always trying to support each other the best that we possibly can, and it just is what it is. Like today I woke up, I did health coaching, I did social media all day for yoga and Pilates. I answered yoga and Pilates emails. I ripped foils because I'm doing hair tomorrow. I'm doing things for Forever Young. I'm like literally every single thing I'm doing is for the greater good of all of it. I guess the takeaway is this week I'm feeling very aligned in all aspects. I feel like I'm kind of pushing myself outside my comfort zone, and I'm like building consistency, and I'm learning with all this new social media stuff I'm doing. I'm proud of the progress, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But every day can't be a cute day, you guys. So I'm gonna go and fix myself now so I can be cuter for tomorrow. I hope you enjoy this week's YouTube. Please let me know in the comments what you guys wanna know, what you wanna see. And thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. I will see you next week.